November 27, 2023. This is the S&P 500 E-Futures Mini on the 2000 tick chart using the NinjaTrader 8 platform. So my first trading day back. I took the entire week off last week, and I did look at the charts for every day that did trade, and I'm okay taking that week off. It was actually kind of choppy, and I don't think I missed too much. Today was a very, very slow day. There weren't very many setups, and it looked like it was kind of a just big range. Also, there was no economic data that really moved the markets. So what I saw was kind of the pre-market lows and the pre-market highs, but overall prices kind of traded within the smaller range right here, or pretty much the same size, but the range was kind of tighter, not at the pre-market lows. And I only saw a grand total of 3 setups. There weren't very many, and of the 3, I actually took trades on 2 of them, and they were both profitable, but both of them did take a little longer than usual to close out. Now, how long did it take? Well, typically I like to see the trades, kind of close out within, a couple of candles, but the candles themselves took a long time to close out. You can see through a 6.5-hour trading day during regular hours, this is all that was printed. And even in this noise, there weren't that many setups in general. So I'm gonna get through the trades right now, and it won't really take that long. So in the pre-market, it kind of sells off. It creates 2 legs down, comes up, creates 2 legs back up. And so initially when I'm looking at this is all that prints in the pre-market. I already kind of have an inkling when you see just this in the pre-market that trading is going to be probably pretty slow because the volatility is pretty low. But that's not necessarily the case, but this is just happened to be very true today. So as I'm watching this, as it starts opening, I'm looking for potentially, confirmation of potentially this is the trading range high. So originally I thought maybe this was the high of the trading range. And this is the, potentially, well, this comes in later. It breaks out. I'm thinking there's an overshoot. There's a new low here. It's a first entry short. You don't get a second entry short. There's also a new high. You get a first entry long here. And then you kind of have a second entry long here, but this is a junky setup. You really don't know what you're looking at here. Also, you have a new low, first entry short, second entry short. Technically, you do have a second entry short failure, and you could technically say it's a first entry long here, second entry long here. But do you go long here or short here? It's hard to say, just because it looks like it could go either way. So it chops around some more, kind of in this consolidation area. It's not very clean or very clear. It flashes up. Technically, you have a new high here. First entry long, second entry long. This is a terrible signal bar for a second entry long. It is at the bottom of the range, so it's not really any setup there. Because as you see this, there's no indication or no clue to me to go long, especially when it's below the EMA. Yes, it could be bouncing off this potential support. That's not good enough. Prices then continue chopping. It breaks through. You have a new low here. First entry short, second entry short. And on the same candle, creates a second entry short failure. But by the time this happens, unless you're really, really ambitious and optimistic, you wouldn't have known to take a long here. And by the time this closes, the trade's already been made. So the best you can hope for is a higher low. You technically think you could get a higher low here, and you do have a confirmed higher low here, but this is just a weird setup because of the inside bar. This is where I take my first entry. I noticed it was consolidating in here. Saw a potential fail breakout. I also saw a new high, first entry long. Comes back. I'm thinking this could be creating a second entry long. I like that it was holding outside this trading range. So I was thinking potentially this is a breakout pullback. And this is the first break of this green channel, which is this one right here. I'm thinking it's a first break, close outside. It could try to push up to this, so it might be good enough for a scalp. That's exactly what I did. It is a little riskier. I took one entry, one tick higher. It's like, see, it's 50 here and 75 here. So I took one tick higher. Wanted to make sure I scalped out. Ideally, to be a little bit safer, I probably should have placed the order at the highs or slightly a little bit lower just to make sure I get out before it hits the high of this of the previous high. It turned out working out, and it would have given you more than just a point. Flashes up. At this point, this original top of the range, I don't think is correct. So I actually extended higher and made it touch once and twice here. So this is the top of the range that I'm working with. And I'm not sure where the bottom is. I was thinking it's either here or where this blue line was, because this blue line looks like it's being respected as a support. Prices then continue chopping, creates one high, so it's 2 legs down. But here, there's no good indication to go long here. Prices then go down, flashes up, breaks through, makes one attempt up. There's no second entry long. I do see a failed second entry short coming up. The new low here, first entry short, second entry short, is a pretty good signal bar. And the second entry short looks like it's starting to reverse. It's the first break of this yellow channel. So I'm thinking it could come up and test the high here. It didn't take the trade though, but it does. So if you did put in your entry run one here, it flashed up and I was thinking, okay, the best I can hope for now is a higher low. You technically get a higher low here, but by the time this candle forms, it's already too late. Ideally, what would have given you indications to potentially go long would have been if this closed more bullish. But unfortunately, it doesn't happen for us. You could also see this as a new high, first entry long, second entry long, and you could think maybe this is a higher low for the confirmation of second entry long, but it seems a little bit sideways now. And what I don't like about this is it's creating lower highs every time. So to try to enter here, expecting at least a quick scalp, seems to feels a little bit risky. Looks like it would have worked though for a quick scalp, but then if you went for anything more, it would have flashed down and taken you out. Prices then came down. It's just ugly, ugly price action right now. So it's a new low, first entry short, second entry short failure. But of course here, this second entry short failure kind of forms partially below, partially above. That's not something I really am keen on. It also make it look like it made one leg up, pull back a second leg up. Now, same thing kind of set up here. It made one leg up, pull back second leg up, but it did look like it fit in this tighter yellow up channel, but there was no real channel to keep it clean here, except when I drew this green one, it looked a little bit big. Prices then continue chopping. And I want to point out that each of these candles are taking like over a minute to close. So it's just very, very slow price action. So you can see here is 807, 809, 808. So it's about a minute here, but then it starts slowing down here. Moves up, flashes and breaks out of the top of this trading range. So I'm thinking potentially there's a fail breakout here. But this signal bar wasn't very good to even give you an idea to go short. Flashes down. I do see an overshoot. So I saw this green channel going up and I saw this overshoot here. So I'm thinking there's going to be one push up, pull back, maybe a second push up. And if this green channel is strong enough, it would come back and test this high. There's already one leg down, pull back, creates a second leg down. And here it starts to reverse. And I'm here thinking, okay, it's one leg down, pull back, second leg down. Technically, it's a third entry long. So it's a new high, first entry long, second entry long, third entry long. But I saw it as two big legs. It's counting the fact that this created a second entry long. So I saw two big legs. I'm thinking it's going to break out of this green channel and come right back in because it's overshoot. Overshoot could lead to a reversal, or it might just be a small correction. So I'm thinking it's just a slight correction. It's going to continue back up this green channel. So it flashes, comes back, it creates this higher low. So I saw one leg down, two leg down, I saw this higher low. And I decided that this is a good enough candle. So it created two legs down, it's overshoot, and I thought, okay, downtrend might have played out. It did close above. I'm going to take a chance on this. I take one tick above, and it flashes up, and it fills me. And then it chops around. Technically, you have a new low here, first entry short, second entry short. You have a failure, but it's a little choppy here. Flashes up, breaks out of this top of this range again. And here it's just getting like choppy again, and it's very slow. You have a new high here, first entry long, second entry long, but it's below the EMA. It is in this range. So seeing the second entry long, you're buying at the top of this range. You're coming from a potential fail breakout. And right now, it's just very sideways. So you could be playing the potential of a failed breakout pullback, or not a failed breakout pullback, but a breakout pullback, first entry long, second entry long. But this is a terrible signal bar. Subsequent trigger bar isn't very encouraging either. It looks like if you did go long, it would have trapped you and potentially stopped you out, unless you had a very wide stop. And even then, it still didn't come back and get you. Or, well, I'll take that back. It depends on your trading style. I'm not sure that I would have gotten out of this because I would have entered, if I decided this is a good enough signal bar, I would have entered, say, probably right here. And before I got my scalp, it would have likely taken me out on this candle. The prices continue going down, breaks out, it has this really big flash down that I couldn't find any news on. This channel doesn't seem like it's being respected anymore. Hops around. It's a little confusing. I see a secondary channel coming up. It's a new low. It's a first entry short. Technically, you have a second entry short here and a failure, but it's just not very clean. Chops like it looks like it was chopping sideways. It actually had a smaller, tighter congestion here. And I actually drew it down to here. But this wasn't really telling me much of anything. And continues up. And it's just kind of getting into the close. But overall, the whole day has been like very sparse. So I wasn't too eager, and I was feeling kind of lucky that I took these two setups out of the three that I found, and I actually got green on them. It could have easily been just a no trade day. Prices then continue moving. It goes right into the close, and it just kind of created a very, very slow, kind of a weird, not very exciting, slow. Depending on how you looked at it, because if you sat through this whole thing, it would have been frustrating if you didn't take any trades, and not well. And I can't blame you because there wasn't very many good trades to have taken. So overall, that's how I saw it. Hopefully that was helpful.